I wanted to come have a quick chat with you about why you don't really know about homeopathy and why maybe you've never, heard of it or never really experienced it before. Nobody's ever recommended it to you. You're like, what is homeopathy? What is she talking about? Like, why don't I, if this is such an immense healing, powerful medicine, why don't I know about it, right? So, unfortunately, this information has been suppressed, kept hidden from you, um, and I want to explain why. So, back in the early 1900s, there was a man named John Rockefeller. Now, John Rockefeller was this huge um, oil industry tycoon, leader in the industry, right? He made tons and tons of money from the oil industry. He was a millionaire back then, or who knows, right? Tons of money. That's not the point, right? Tons of money from this industry. And while he was big, making all his money, hold on. So while he was making all of his money, right, at the same time, pharmaceuticals started to become a thing. It started to become invented, and they learned how to use petroleum, right, petroleum oil, to actually make pharmaceuticals. Oh, so now John Rockefeller, he's like, wow, this is really interesting, right? I'm capitalizing the oil industry. I'm making all this money. Can I get in on the medical industry and really make some big money that way too, right? So what he did is he was like, okay, yeah, this, I want to get involved in, making some money from these medicines that are made from petroleum oil as well. This can be a huge market for me. So, you know, he's like, how do I make this happen? What am I going to do, right? So, at this time in America, okay, homeopathy was widely used and practiced. It was when you went to medical schools, you learned homeopathy as well as allopathy. You learned both homeopathy and allopathy, right? So it was widely practiced as well as other modalities like acupuncture, herbalism, heliotherapy, sunlight therapy, which was also hidden from us. All of these things were widely practiced, right? So they were like, well, this is really going to compete with he went to, John Rockefeller went to Andrew Carnegie and was like, this is really going to compete, with these other like natural medicines. People are not going to want to, use our, petroleum-based pharmaceuticals. This is a problem. This is a competition for us that we need to squash out, right? They wanted to squash out the competition. So, to squash out the competition, Andrew Carnegie and John Rockefeller devised a plan, right? We need to get rid of all of these other modalities like homeopathy and herbalism and acupuncture, heliotherapy. These things, we need to get rid of these. We want everybody to use these pharmaceuticals. We want everybody to use the same drug. And it's quicker, right? Homeopathy, it takes me like an hour. In acute cases, a half hour, but in a chronic case, over an hour to figure out the remedy that you need, right? Like allopathic medicine, pharmaceuticals, this is going to be quick, right? We're going to here we go. Everybody gets the same drug. Everybody with a UTI gets the same drug. Everybody with everybody gets the same medicine, right? There's not a lot of thought into this process, right? So anyway, they devised this scheme where they asked a man named something Flexner, man, I can't remember his name, but something Flexner. He went to all these schools and he, looked at all the medicines and, he wrote up all these reports. It's called the Flexner Report, where he decided, to say like, oh, homeopathy is no good. It doesn't work. It's bogus, right? Doesn't work. And acupuncture is no good. Sunlight's no good. All these other modalities, herbalism, squashed them all out. Okay, his report squashed them all out. And then what Andrew Carnegie and John Rockefeller actually did is they actually like paid off the schools, paid off like all these other companies, so they could just squash out all of their competition, basically. Okay, now what happens then is that if you practiced homeopathy at this time now, or herbalism, or acupuncture, or heliotherapy, or any of these other modalities, you were jailed. You were written off as witchcraft all of a sudden. Like, these modalities were totally suppressed, totally squashed down. Anything that was holistic was kind of like, nope, it doesn't work, after this Flexner report, after these capitalistic, money hungry men decided that these things were no good anymore and these things were the best. And why did they do that again? Remind yourself, it's money. It all comes back to money. This is a way for them to make money. They capitalized the oil industry. Now they're capitalizing the pharmaceutical companies. Everybody, we can make more money. It goes quicker. Everybody gets the same medicine. Forget individualized care. Forget, treating the symptoms. Or treating the person. We're just gonna give everybody that same medicine. And it's quick and it's easy and it's cheap and I can charge a big profit. That's what happened, okay? Sorry, I'm cooking and making this video. So now, that's the reason why you don't know about homeopathy. That's the reason why you've never heard of it. It's because it was suppressed. The truth has been suppressed from you. Now, the thing I want to really share that's really valuable and really sets the stage and lets you know just the real truth is that even though John Rockefeller, he decided that, nobody else could have homeopathy, it was no good, and his pharmaceutical-based, petroleum-based medicines were a better alternative. Antibiotics were a better alternative, even though they destroy your gut microbiome, by the way, the good, the bad, everything, your mitochondria health, forget it, right? He himself decided to keep 3 homeopaths on call for himself and his family. So he decided that he was going to still use homeopathy, keep all of that for himself, right? Because he knew it was a superior medicine. He knew it was a better choice. It was individualized care, and it could really change people's lives and uproot health conditions. But we're just going to give the public, everybody else take these, same petroleum-based pharmaceuticals so he could make money. But literally himself, he still had the superior medicine, homeopathy, and continued to keep 3 homeopaths on call for him and his family. This is why you don't know about homeopathy. Homeopathy is widely practiced in other countries, especially other countries like India, Europe, France, Spain, Brazil is pretty big on it. All over the world, it's practiced other places. It's really the United States that really suppressed this out. In other places, it's widely practiced and widely known that it's safe, effective, and extremely supportive medicine that actually supports your body instead of suppressing it, okay? It actually helps you up-level your health. So I just wanted to share all that with you today because it's really, really important. And I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, go ahead, share it with others, share the knowledge. And I wanted you to understand really why you don't know about homeopathy, because you should know about homeopathy because it's amazing medicine, but you don't, because people wanted to make money and they cared more about money than they cared about your health, which is the same that continues on and on and on in today's world. It's all about money and not really about healthcare, right? So have a great day. I hope that was helpful.